Good evening, Dr. York. My name is Michael Ryan. I'm a PhD history candidate at Liberty University. Additionally, I am an IBM Distinguished Engineer and a former U.S. Army Artillery officer with expertise in the application of technology, mathematics, computing architecture, and computing engineering to business and government problems. I'm interested in the ultra-intelligence subject due to my background in history, technology, and computing. I have lived a significant part of computing history and have seen the advances throughout the years. For example, I was part of the first generation of artillery officers transitioning from manual computations to leveraging computers for fire direction. Additionally, I was part of the generation that saw personal computers become prevalent in the workplace and in homes. So the questions that I examined were, what were the technology innovations that enabled the Allies to decrypt Enigma messages resulting in ultra-intelligence? How did ultra-intelligence influence the planning of Operation Overlord? How did ultra-intelligence verify that the Operation Fortitude deception campaign was effective against the Nazis? And also, how effective was ultra-intelligence in verifying German unit locations prior to the Normandy landing on June 6, 1944? The dominant research methodology that I used for the analysis was military. The major types of evidence included primary sources such as War Cabinet minutes, military after-action reports, technical diagrams and documentation from the Enigma code-breaking effort at Bletchley Park, interviews and letters from participants in Ultra and Overlord. Additionally, secondary sources were leveraged to provide supplemental information and analysis. The paper delves into the Enigma problem and the resulting Bomba device innovations for decrypting Enigma messages. Additionally, I explore the Ultra program and the impacts to Overlord, to include the planning, deception program, verification of German unit locations, and other intelligence that was available from the Enigma decryptions and analysis performed at Bletchley Park. While Ultra contributions are recognized by historians since declassification, the fact is that Ultra played no part in the decision of the choice of time and place for the invasion of Europe defined in Operation Overlord. Ultra's value prior to the landings was to reveal the dispositions that were intended to make an emergency verification and assistance in the deception plan, and to serve as an absolutely reliable verification upon other intelligence about the order of battle of the German army. The best of Ultra was the identification of all the panzer divisions, and in some cases it was weak on locations. For example, Ultra missed the late move of the 21st Panzer to Caen, whose counterattack on the afternoon of D-Day might have cut the bridgehead in two. However, there's no doubt that Ultra offered opportunities once the Allies were securely ashore and had established the beachhead that were not available by any other source. In several cases, the cause-effect relationship between knowledge and action can be demonstrated quite convincingly, if not positively proved. Some examples of that include the airstrike on June 10th that paralyzed Panzer Group West for a fortnight and was the earliest and most devastating case of ultra-intelligence that had an impact. Also, the ending of the 17th SS attack on Carrington on June 13th was decisive for the capture of Cherbourg by the 1st U.S. Army. The most telling commentary that I can say or conclusion on the value of Ultra was documented in a letter written in July 1945 by General Dwight D. Eisenhower to the Chief of the British Secret Service, Major General Sir Stuart G. Menzies. Eisenhower stated that the intelligence which has emanated from you before and during this campaign has been of priceless value to me. It has simplified my task as commander enormously. It has saved thousands of British and American lives, and in no small way contributed to the speed with which the enemy was routed and eventually forced to surrender. As time goes on, the what of history will obviously be less changed by new Ultra information than the why. Causation will continue to be the focus of the Ultra historian and provides the most insight. Moving forward in time, we'll see opportunities to apply new methodologies supplemented and facilitated by newer technologies. Quantification analysis is an area that may provide a rewarding approach for historians as we see unprecedented advances in electronic surveillance as well as data mining and analytics. I've had a great time doing this paper and also in the course, and I definitely appreciate your time and consideration. Good evening.